Hey, lovelies. How y'all doing? Hey, beautiful people. I hope everybody's well. Hope you find yourself in a peaceful place and abundant. Oh, today I want to talk about history, specifically Black history. So, when you know your history, you know who you are, where you come from, your culture, your race, it brings on a sense of pride, a sense of empowerment, and a sense of accomplishment, which is why most public schools don't teach Black history. This don't have nothing to do with politics, and this video does not come as a discard to other races, but I do want to talk about Black history and the importance of knowing your history, especially how Black people have Black, African American, Negro, whatever y'all want to go by, how we've contributed to American society. So that's really what this is about. And I love Black history. I love reading. I love learning. And that kind of shapes my mindset. I truly believe Black people is the most intelligent race on the planet. Okay? I'll shout that on the rooftop, on the mountaintop. Okay? We're the only race that has the God-given ability to take nothing and make it into something. Okay? Not a lot of people can do that. We're good at making $1 out of 15 cents. And those of you who understand what I'm saying, you're nodding like, yeah, and society, American society specifically, has told us for many years that we're worthless, we're nothing, we're only good for sports and entertaining and dancing, and which is not true. Which is also why when I was going to school, Black history wasn't taught in school, the schools that I went to. It wasn't, unfortunately. Why? Because it's empowering. It brings on a sense of pride that my people contributed to this country. And unfortunately, most of my all of my history education, especially Black history education, has come from self-learning, self-reading. It's not something that I learned in school. I come from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa, Oklahoma is known for Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was just that, an affluent Black community. Everything that you need in a community, if you can imagine, in the 1920s, everything that you need for a flourishing community, you need a bank, you need a grocery store, you need the school, you need a hospital. All these things are in any community that's already established and flourishing and affluent has these things. Black Wall Street had all of that, but all of that was Black owned. So every business, every grocery store, the airport was Black owned. The schools, of course, were Black owned. Everything was Black owned. So all the money was circulated in the Black community. It was a thriving Black community, a very affluent community in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But like anything that Black people do, even when we're over here, you tell us we can't go over there, okay, fine, I won't go over there. I'll create my own lane over here. But then they want to come and say, well, what are you doing over there? Why are you doing that? Well, you told me I can't come over here. I can't be over there with you, so I'm just gonna do what I need to do over here. But it's still an issue. And that's what Black Wall Street was. It was still an issue. Everything was Black owned. If a family had a house burned down, the city came together to build them another house, and they didn't go a day without having a home. That's how close the community was. But that community was bombed in 1921, killing 3,000 to 5,000 people. And that's not in history books. That is not taught in the school in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I went to school in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's not what I learned. I learned that from my family, okay? But that's all Black history. If you ever went to school and you learned Black history at the school that you went to, consider yourself fortunate, because that's not something that they teach in public school systems. Again, because it's empowering. So but it's also imperative that everybody know Black history. Because if somebody, say a person moves here from India or China or Pakistan or Dubai, and they move here, or Africa, they move here and they get the funding from the government because they want to start a business. They're going to go straight to the Black community and start the business with the belief that Black people don't know nothing, don't contribute nothing, but they want our money. That's an issue. And if you live in this country and you believe Black people don't contribute to nothing, Black people are just useless, worthless, we're only good for entertainment, blah, 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 you're contributing to the problem as well, because you don't know history. Because it's not your fault. To some degree, Black history is not taught in school. I had to learn for myself. Black people don't even know Black history. You can talk to somebody 50 years old, you can ask them who's W.E.B. Du Bois. They may not be able to tell you, but W.E.B. Du Bois started the NAACP, okay? But that's not something that you're gonna learn in the school system. Even during Black History Month, we didn't study Black history, okay? So I'm here to tell you, it's imperative that you know, so you won't be out here looking ignorant, thinking what you want to think about, Blacks or African Americans, or, we don't contribute, we're worthless, we're useless. This country was built by Black people as slaves. When Christopher Columbus came over here, first of all, he didn't know where he was at, okay? He thought he was in India. So he saw the Native Americans and called them Indians. Yeah, those are not Indians, okay? But then he looked at them and said they would make good slaves. So then when Amerigo came over and said, no, this is new territory, this is not India, and they called it America, they went to Africa and got some slaves to do the work. So now here we are, still contributing and still building this country and not getting the credit that we deserve. So I'm just gonna shed a little light on the situation and bring to the forefront just a few historians. Go sit in the library, spend some time in the library, go read, watch the History Channel, learn about Black culture, learn about how Black people contribute, because a lot of what we use today, the street light, that was invented by a Black man. A pacemaker for your heart, that was invented by a Black man. Blood transfusions, Black man. Fiber optic cable, Black woman, okay? I can keep going on and on. Us landing on the moon, Black women contributed a whole lot to us landing on the moon. Okay, then there's a lot more stories that go untold because it's just being swept under the rug and it's being hidden because of trying to keep Black people from being empowered, okay? It's something about us as a people. If we come together as a people, I guess others see us too strong. Some of y'all hate us and don't have a clue why y'all hate us, and that's unfortunate. Okay, I was watching the History Channel, and it was, I forgot the name of it, but it had to do with Martin Luther King and him marching to Selma. Well, he did a march somewhere in Indiana, and sometimes you can see a person's spirit, and you can just see how, when a person's spirit is weak or is tired, you can see on a spiritual level when a person is really just done, okay? And that's how Martin Luther King looked after this march in Indiana. It was, of course, KKK, they showed up with bottle bombs and all that, and the hatred and all of that, and the journalists or the interviewers, he's talking to MLK, and you can see it in his spirit. Martin Luther King, you can see it in his spirit. And he was like, I don't know why they hate us so much. I've never experienced hate like this before. And you can see it in his face that he was just distraught, okay? This is a grown man, and he was really just like, I don't know why they hate us so much. Right after that, in the show, the History Channel was showing this. Right after that, Stokely Carmichael comes on, and he's like, I love Dr. King. I love everything Dr. King stands for, but these people don't want peace. We've been marching for peace for a while now, and these people, clearly they don't want peace. Right after that, they go and the show goes into talking about the implementation of the Black Panther Party. Again, the Black Panthers came out of, okay, y'all obviously don't want to do things peacefully, so they got guns, okay, let's get us some guns, okay? It came out of a protection for our people. We got to protect ourselves. Anytime anybody else carry a gun, ain't no problem. But as soon as a black man or a black woman carry a gun, we angry, we thugs, no, I'm trying to protect myself like you. As a matter of fact, who's the villain? Who's the real villain, okay? So, and a lot of times movies depict the Black Panther Party as this angry mob of, people that just hate all white supremacy. That's not what the Black Panther Party is. That was never the intent of the Black Panther Party. But you have to do your own research and your own study and know your own history, know the history, to know Black Panther Party came about to protect mostly women and children, okay? They had a program called feeding a free breakfast program where they fed school-age children breakfast for free. And it caused the government to do something because they was feeding 10,000, got to the point where they were feeding 10,000 kids. And the results of how the kids responded at school was such a magnitude that the government had to put something in place. They had to implement a free breakfast program. But that was derived from the Black Panthers saying, okay, we got to do something for our people. We got to make sure our people are good. And as a result, everybody benefits. That's how the contributions of black people specifically, that's how it works. If you allow us to contribute and stop trying to put your knee on our neck, no pun intended, if you allow us to use our mind and contribute, you will find that diversity and inclusion was the best thing that could ever happen to your business, your culture, your world, your life. And I'm not making this up. I'm not here to, bash no other race by no means. I'm here to lift my people up, to get my people to understand. You need to know your history. It's a lot of us that, Malcolm X is not Malcolm Little because he said, well, Little was the name that my slave master had. I don't know my African last name, so I'm just going to be an X, okay? Malcolm X. Frederick Douglass was a black slave that taught himself how to read. He wasn't allowed to read. He taught himself how to read and went on to write books and publish newspapers in Canada. And we're talking about Frederick Douglass, okay? Y'all, for many years, black people wasn't allowed to read. And now we not only caught up, but surpassed many other cultures or many other nationalities, okay? That's why I believe black people are the most intelligent race on the planet. Because no matter how much you tell me I cannot do it or I cannot be successful, all I need is a mustard seed of a chance. And I'm in that thing. I don't need you to spell it all the way out for me. I can take enough puzzle pieces and put them together and still get to where I'm trying to get to. So again, but if you keep oppressing people and trying to keep people down and not being inclusive, you get more anger then you get contribution. We're not saying that we want to take over. We just want to be included. Include me. Like, shit, I got something to provide. I got contributions to make. For example, the Tuskegee Airmen. Tuskegee Airmen, I can't believe it. I don't know if it was a general. I have to go back and read. I think it was a general maybe, or the president. I don't know who. I have to go back and do my research on it. But somebody higher up said, "Oh, these Negroes over here, they don't know nothing. They can't learn nothing." It was a belief that they couldn't learn. So they implemented these tests and these programs to teach black men how to be pilots. But it was just a jokey joke. But then when all the black men not only learned it, passed, but surpassed the other airmen and the other Air Force members, that their counterparts, then you ain't got no choice but to let me hear now. I done showed and proved everything. I did everything he did. I did everything she did. Now you gotta let me in. And when they got in, it was the Red Tails, it was the Tuskegee Airmen that aided in the war and helped America win the war. So again, if you allow us to, if you give us just an inkling of a chance, the results, the magnitude of the results are endless. You hear me? Endless. We contribute to American society more than you will ever know to realize, okay? But just realize it, understand it, and start thinking outside of your little box. And I've shared a video on that before, but I mean, we as black people contribute to American society in so many ways, on so many levels, okay? Tupac, this week was Tupac's birthday, and for those that know me, I absolutely love Tupac, okay? Tupac was the only person that planted the seed for me to go to college, for me to believe that I can be something, do something. That was Tupac for me. So during his birthday week, I'm kind of, yeah. So I grieve like I knew Tupac personally, okay, really. But one of the things he said is, black people, the black race, we don't need no more entertainers. We don't need no more basketball players, football players, baseball players. We don't need no more rappers, singers, dancers, actors. We need more thinkers in the black community. We need more scientists, engineers, lawyers, doctors, attorneys. We need more thinkers. And I second that all the way. We need more of our children thinking about, science. We need more of us in cybersecurity. We need more of us in the labs, studying pharmaceuticals. I can go on and on. This video is already long enough, but I'm here to tell you, I love my people. I love all people, but I got a special place in my heart for my people, because we've been down, we've been hurting, we've been oppressed. Institutional racism exists. I know it exists. I've experienced it myself. Okay, and I'm only 34 years old. Okay, so comment, share, subscribe. I love y'all. Peace and blessings. Bye.